Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new week of Sword Art Online Alicization Lycoris. Now, this week is going to be rather short, as I'm sure you all are probably aware of, with it being, so close to Christmas, Wednesday and Thursday, there will be no streaming of any kind. Of course, usually there's no streaming on Thursday on my channels anyway, but Wednesday will also be included in that because it's the holidays, you know, um, in the best of situations, people will be spending time with their families, and it's just, that's the way it is. The first thing that you'll probably notice is that the title is somewhat blank, and it will probably be blank at the beginning of each new week that I switch games, because sometimes it's kind of hard for me to remember what is to come next. I can usually remember what we did, but towards the end, remembering what comes next is a little bit difficult sometimes. So I will fill in the title as we go through and the stream finishes. So let's talk about what happened the last time. Oh boy, did a lot happen. We had a new extracurricular assignment. We discovered that it was basically Tito and Yujio's sort of like transition into graduation time. Wasn't quite graduation yet, but they're starting to finish off their lessons. They have a little bit of time left with their higher up students as their pages, but it's very quickly approaching to the time where they'll have pages under them. And we got more scenes with Medina. And we learned just how far some of these people will go to put her down and make her feel like she owes them. Like her life, her standing would be nothing without them. So she should get on her knees and lick their boots. If you remember, a few streams ago, Medina discovered a cat that was outside the school grounds. And hey, how's it going? Nice to see you again. Anyway, there was a cat that was outside the school grounds, and it was against the rules to, hey, how's it going? Well, good to have you both. It was against the rules to take in animals, basically, or not to take them in, to feed them, unless they were actually like they belonged to you. So Tito came up with the idea of 9 hours? Wow. That's gonna take a while. 9 hours of gameplay. Wow. Sheesh. I don't know why. My Twitch chat comes up on my screen, but for some reason, the YouTube chat doesn't. I'll have to look into that. I can see it because I have the chat window open in OBS, but I should be able to, and you guys I thought should be able to see both sets of chats, but apparently not. I'll have to look into that. Let's see, where was I? Oh, right. Okay, so it was basically illegal to feed the animals unless they belong to you. So Kirito came up with the idea of, hey, we'll just claim the cat as your own. So she did, and they started to take care of the cat. It was sort of a deal in which, Medina, even though she wanted to keep her distance away from Kirito, uh, she would allow him to come and see the cat. One, because it was his idea, and two, because she basically wanted him to be a pack mule. Um, which was it was very fun to see the conversations between them during that time. It was very exciting, very funny. But anyway, they were taking care of this cat, and then in our last stream, we saw that the cat had died. And, they were confused because, to their knowledge, they had done everything they could, to take care of this cat, make sure that it was being well taken care of. Well, it turns out, yeah, well, it gets worse. The part of the whole thing about Medina's standing with her family and how they've basically been dashed down to lower than commoners is that, as I said, all of the people above them believe that it's basically her job to kneel down and say thank you and lick their boots. Even though her family used to be at the top. Like, her family used to be the number one house in nobility, but because of some mission that they failed, they were knocked down to number two, but because there was bad word from the pontifex, which is the leader of the church in this world, that made everyone believe that they were being given permission to basically treat her family like dirt. And because of it, she was looped into this arranged marriage to another noble. Well, this guy was a piece of work. Because it turns out, while Medina was gone, helping with the extracurricular mission, he poisoned the cat. He fed it chocolate and killed it. And So Medina is devastated. Kirito is obviously pissed off beyond all reason. And this guy is just so proud of himself. So proud of what he's apparently done. And it's just, it's sick. So we got through all of that, and we also learned, which was perfect for the beginning of December, that in the game's timeline, it was very close to Christmas. And so, Kirito was kind of trying to explain to Yu-Gi-Oh what Christmas was, and uh, he gave him a gift. But it also brought up something really kind of painful. I don't know. Have you actually seen Sword Art Online or read uh the novels? So okay, so anybody that doesn't know, okay, so you know about Sachi, right? Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know, um, back when the story first began, Kirito was a loner. He he was he just he wanted to do things all by himself. Well, he was convinced finally to join a guild. And during that time, he met a girl named Sachi. And Sachi was one of the sweetest people in the world. She was, I guess you could call her, I guess, basically the weak link on the team. And so that, but it just made her strive even harder. And so she wanted to go out on a practice mission with Kirito, and they found this dungeon. It seemed to be completely abandoned, and there was a treasure chest. But as soon as Sachi opened it, it released a trap, and a monster appeared. And before Kirito could really do anything, it killed Sachi. And so Kirito was back in this whole state of believing that it was not good for him to join a guild or to join a team of any kind. He wanted to do things all by himself because in the state that they were in, he just felt it was safer. It was safer for everybody involved. Well, towards the end of that episode and towards the end of that storyline, Sachi he had an artifact that was given to him by Sachi, and it was basically a final goodbye note. And it was, again, it was around Christmas time, and she was basically just trying to tell him, continue on, and don't be alone. And it was a heartbreaking, but it was a very, very pivotal point, I think, in Kirito's story. And so, in a roundabout way, he shared the details of that story with Yu-Gi-Oh! He didn't mention any names, but he told the story, and there was just that moment between them. And that's pretty much where we left off. So, now that we've talked about where we were, let's go ahead and see what the game has in store for us today. As I said, I cannot remember what the next part of the mission is, actually. I think we have another extracurricular mission. I think. All that you can be. Okay. By the way, how are the audio levels? Oh, my favorite. I think you asked me that last time. That is a very difficult question for me to answer, to be honest. My cousin was the one who really started to get me into anime, and so, the first ones I ever saw were, Bleach and Fairy Tail, which I believe both of them were very good. But I would say probably the first one that I ever, like, really truly enjoyed, was probably... would either have to be, Canon? I don't know if you know that one. The 2006 version of Canon. Or Toradora. I think they both fall about the same rank for me, just because, so, outside of, video games, I'm also a self-published author, and I have a original English light novel series. So, for me, anything that has a well thought out, you know, convincing and relatable story is going to be on the top of the list for me. And for me, I think Canon had a very, very wonderful story. I believe that about pretty much all of the animes that are based off of visual arts key, visual novels. And Toradora, for me, was really kind of at that same level. Actually, this Sunday, I'll be doing an anime discussion on stream, and it will actually be regarding Toradora, so... And I've had anime discussions, regarding the visual arts key animes already. One is on the back burn because I need to kind of iron out the theory a little bit more. But, I have Angel Beats, I have Anod, and I have, Charlotte. I have to think about that one for a minute. It's sad, because I just did it last night. But yeah, I have those three so far. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. A lot of people get really, really upset about the ending. Alright, going to Norlangarth Empire, so I was right, it is another extracurricular mission. Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I don't want to talk about it too much because, as I said, I'm going to be discussing it in,
二人とも準備はいいな。
ええ、問題ありません。俺も。
You can hear the game audio as well, right?
いつでも行けますよ。気合入ってるね。こいつを思いっきり試せる機会だからな。
Good. That was a big problem I was having before, where, hold on just a second, I'm gonna turn the countdown back on. I have a phone call I need to answer, so just bear with me. Alright, sorry about that. I need a be right back screen. I keep saying that, and I forget to make one. Note to self, put that on the top of your list. You can still hear my microphone, right? I have had issues where, like, I mute my mic, and then suddenly... Cool. Yeah, I've had that issue where, like, I mute my mic, and then suddenly OBS doesn't want to pick up the sound anymore. I was actually having a lot of audio problems. Like, this past week, even... Hang on a second, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Are you still there? I'm going to try this again tomorrow. I I had a phone call and I could not I could not ignore it. So we're gonna do the game play tomorrow and we'll just have a chat for right now. Sorry, SAO. Not today. Huh. Uh Anime I cried at. Air. Air. By far number one. The ending was just heartbreaking. Completely and utterly. You know, a lot of people say that a real heartbreaker was Angel Beats. I disagree. I believe the real heartbreaker is Air. I don't know if you know about that one, but yes. Second one that I cried at would probably be. Hmm. Second one would probably be. Question. That is a very good question. Hmm. Air is number one. I would say number two would be. Oh, actually, I know. I want to eat your pancreas. That one, I only watched it once. I loved it. I loved it to death. But it was terrible on the heartstrings. There's no other way to put it. It was terrible on the heartstrings. Third would probably be Your Lie in April. But definitely top two, Air and I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. And I don't know if you're still here. Well, if you are still here, what about you? What's an anime that you cried at? Maybe? I think my phone call might have taken a little bit too long. As I said though, unfortunately it was I needed to take it and so yeah. According to OBS I still have one viewer. Um well anyway, I will put I'm gonna put the gameplay itself on the back burn for right now because like I said, that just took too long and I feel like at this point picking it up now is kind of ridiculous. Also, I need to make a be right back screen. Because having to switch back and forth from the timer is not only a pain, but also very unprofessional. So I will definitely be doing that next. And then I will do the actual gameplay stream tomorrow. I don't usually stream on Tuesdays, but I will make an exception. It's not around because I want to stream SIO. Normally, my schedule would be Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. And I guess that kind of works because, like, if I still want to stream for 3 days of the week, this week, since I'm not going to be streaming either Wednesday or Thursday, then I can do today, tomorrow, and Friday, and that will still make up my 3 days. Even though I'll be not doing anything on Wednesday, like I normally would. But all right, well, again, I know that was kind of a short and sort of a very disruptive stream, but I hope that you guys still enjoy my content. If you do, you can catch me on my Facebook page, which is Kakanata Plays, right here on Twitch, which is Kakanata Plays 2020, and here on Facebook, which is just Kakanata Plays, and Twitter, which is Anata_I. On my Twitter and my Facebook as well, you can catch some glimpses of my book series. And I know you were wondering about that. It's available on Amazon right now. It is in ebook format, and it's called Clandestine. I have paperback version which combines all of the first arc, and then I have the first arc separately. Currently, I am working with a new cover artist because my first one I lost contact. They sort of just fell off the face of the earth, it seems. And so I've been working with another very talented artist who is helping me to remake the ones that have already been done, and also working with me in the future to create the ones that have not been done yet. So far, Clandestine Loyalty and Clandestine uh, um, Origin. Wow, I forgot the title of my own book. Um, Clandestine Origin. Both have reworked covers, and you should definitely check them out because they are awesome. The ones that have the new covers are only available in ebook format at the moment because I'm waiting until we can get the first arc all the way redone, and then I will switch around uh, the covers for the paperback version, which is also available on Amazon. It's actually available thanks to uh, thanks to oh wow. Um, hold on a second. I need to remind myself of where. Hold on one second. I have clandestine discussion folder, which has all of the information in it. Grab that real quick. Clandestine. There we go. Smash words. That's what it is. Smash words. Um, that is an online publishing. I swear that I turned that off. I swear that I turned that off. Unfortunately, I guess I'll have to go back in the Streamlabs and make sure that's turned off. Ignore that poll. It was for another game that I'm not currently playing right now. Anime that I cried the most at. Okay, now it's only fair if you answer my question first. What is an anime that you cried at? And then I will tell you which one I cried at the most. And while you're working to tell me that, you know what? I have heard that that is a very, very sad one. I have had it on my list for quite a while, and I still have not gotten around to watching it yet. But, I will at some point. Okay. The one that made me cry the most. Again, I'm gonna have to go with Air. The ending was extremely heartbreaking and extremely unfair. And so, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Air for that one. Um, but as I was saying, Smashwords is an online publisher, in which, as long as you pass their whole like publishing checklist, then they will distribute your book for you to all of the major retailers. So that means my books are available on Amazon. They're available on Barnes and Noble. They're available on Kobo. Also, they're available on iTunes or iBooks, I guess is now what it is. But yeah, all of those major booksellers or ebook sellers, rather, you can find them. Brought me joy. That is kind of a dark question. Let's see. Do I have an answer for that? I don't think I have an answer for that, honestly. Um, no, like none of the anime that I've seen so far, I actually like would say, "Oh, I really hope his character dies." Um, actually, no, that's not true. Um, not necessarily dies. I just like maybe not have such a happy ending. Um, but definitely Fruits Basket. Um, Akito. I he he needs something awful to happen. He's just real piece of work. Um, so yes, the closest answer to that question would be Fruits Basket, Akito. The 2019 version. The original, it was bad, but there wasn't enough, I think, with Akito to be able to really get my blood boiling. But well, you asked me that already, and I don't really have an answer for that. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, like I don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are anime characters that I do not like. Um, but I don't know if I was necessarily that I want them to die. Um, I would not mind if they, in the end, got rid of, as I said earlier, Akito. She annoyed me. She annoyed me. Um, she was, yeah, she definitely annoyed me. That's for sure. Um, the way that she, manipulated everybody was extremely unfair and extremely just petty. Um, all right. So, any other burning questions in that mind of yours? Do I like the most? Hmm. Hmm. Man, you're really making my brain work on these. Um, I like. Hmm. Yeah, you're really making my brain work on that one. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you meant. Um, again, you're really making my brain work on that one. Uh, hmm. What's yours? I'll think about it. Who's your favorite? I'll think about it a little bit. Or do you have a favorite? Okay. Okay. Now, because there are so from what? Remembering that Hinata is actually a very common anime name. Right, right. I knew Nezuko, but it was really the Hinata one I was wondering about. You know, hats off to you. I could never really get into Naruto, but I know there are a lot of people out there that really like it, really enjoy it. Which is great. I just never could. Um, so I mean, I know about the characters, but I don't know too much because I think I saw maybe like a quarter of the first part. Not very many, to be honest. Probably not even a quarter of it. Demon Slayer I actually thought was pretty good though. I know a lot of people kind of hate on it, but I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. So I think right now, at least from the little bit that my brain is wanting to work, I would say shit on. Yeah, yeah. I just think, as I already explained, I'm story is something that really is important to me when it comes to an anime and like the characters that go along with it. And Shinon's, it hit me like really. It was it was relatable in my opinion, and it was very easy to notice like her determination and the fact that she wanted to change. And also, like, I feel like something happened. Like, so I always get kind of defensive when I see on Facebook, anime groups where they are basically just completely trashing different characters. Um, Especially when they go far as to like call them trash. Um, because like I don't necessarily ever consider a character to be bad because I mean, in the end, it's not the character's fault. Like the story is the problem. But at the same time, I also don't think that really there's any story that is worth being called trash because, you know, the hard work that goes into creating the stories is something that I think should at least be, recognized and celebrated. But I do feel like in the end, yeah, I do feel like in the end, kind of switching gears to SAO for a second, since that was what I was originally trying to play. Um, there was a very large disconnect between the first part of the season, first part of the first season, and even the second part of the first season, which I found that to be odd. Meaning the first part of the story and then the second part of the first part of this story, because when they first met, Asuna was extremely independent, and she felt like she could be somebody that could literally be on Kirito's level. And then the next part came in, and they basically did the same thing that they do to most anime, like female protagonists. They kind of pushed her into the shadow, and it's like, why? Why wouldn't you kind of, uh, you know, uh, level out her character a little bit and make it more, of a point where, yeah, she has her low points, but at the same point, she's still somebody that could, you know, keep up. Um, which I feel like they kind of forgot about doing that with Asuna, and instead they decided to try to do that with Shinon, even though she's not the main interest. Um, because yes, the stuff that Shinon went through, it it kept her down, but she had that desire and that drive to change. And not only that, but she was very, very independent. Even though in the end, I mean, yeah, she does, on Kirito, but it's not, she doesn't hide in his shadow as much as I feel like they've made Asuna do. And to me, that's just, it's sad. It's very, very sad because I feel like the character had so much potential, and then because of story, they just kind of tossed it. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Another phone call. Online games, yes. A lot of them. Too many to name. Huh. I basically, like, I'll go through Steam and I'll just pick out the ones that seem interesting, and then I will shovel through them, like, go through and sort of play some of them and decide, okay, is this really something that I'm actually going to enjoy in the long run, or is it something that I'm going to get bored of easily? DC Universe Online is one that I play a lot. What else? Uh, no. No, I don't. I know them, but I'm not a huge fan of, like, Warzone type games, to be honest. Rocket League, I have thought about, but I haven't really, I don't know. I don't know. It, I'm picky. I'm very picky. Well, I think I'm actually gonna call it good, here. Unless, I mean, do you have, I mean, maybe. Hello, Theo, how are you doing? You've actually kind of caught the, tail end of the stream for right now, I'm afraid, but it's good to see you. Um, so yeah, anyway, I think, as I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Tomorrow, here's hoping, I will actually get into the gameplay of, Sword Art Online, Alicization, Lycoris. I planned it, I really did, but, you know, stuff came up, so it happens sometimes. But tomorrow for sure, I will definitely, uh, give it a good try. Well, thank you, you too, and, same to you, Theo. Both of you guys have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you next time. And for everybody out there in Twitch and on YouTube, I hope you also have a fantastic day, and I hope to catch you next time. Thank you.